ailments and give you hit points and all like this type of, or replenish your hit points. This one, if you cook the meat, then it actually replenishes more. So that's like a badass concept, man. Like, and not only that, like the image or the icon for it, that whenever you have like the regular raw meat, it sits there and looks like something else, and then after you cook it, it actually looks all like badass and succulent and stuff like that.
Yeah, it looks like what they were showing was fish.
Yeah, and
they had like a piece of raw fish, and then he changed screens, and there was a piece of cooked fish.
Yeah,
and it and there was a huge difference in the way it looked, and it looked like you want to eat it.
Yeah, it was pretty badass.
So it's actually very, very cool. But yeah, there was a lot of information he was going through at that section, and just again, the game looks really good right now. I mean, we're pretty much kind of sold on it, not to be really biased about it, but after going and seeing that, which is what you wanted to see at a demo of that nature, that this game almost looks like you almost would never have to buy a different type of game ever again. Man. Like you'd never have to buy another RPG ever again.
The map system, like I said on the last we did a little podcast after the presentation. Talked about that I didn't really dig the map system all that much. Yeah, I'm still kind of down on that. I don't like the fact that it gives the clouds and stuff. I mean, whenever I'm looking at a map, I want a clear view of the map and not anything else.
Yeah, it's just pulling away from where you're at.
Whatever you need, by ye spirit that's simple and strong, I can forge it.
This is what the dialogue looks like.
His family first and seventh here is woodcut.
It's all real time.
She and Han run the mill. I make a piece of living sharpening neck.
There's a lot of life in the towns. There are little jobs you can do. You can cut wood. If you want, you can run this lumber mill. All of the things you see the people doing, you can do as a player as well to make money. And they're just kind of simple little diversions. We really got into how does the economy of the whole world work. So even though you're running around and killing dragons and doing all of those things, there are times where, as a player, you kind of self-govern your own time. They'll actually, cut up these logs and they'll go through the lumber mill. I'm not going to kill the townspeople. No, I'm not going to kill them either. This is a local tavern, good place to pick up quests. We do have a new quest system. That is dynamic. Governing everything that I see in the game, all the quests that I'm given. It tracks everything you do, and then we can dynamically change any part of any quest or give you little objectives. So it's kind of like the things you're doing and being given in the game is almost limitless. Headed up into the mountains here. You'll see some of the dynamic weather. All of the snow you see here is actually dynamic. Our artists don't texture the rocks like that. We just let the game do it itself.
Okay, so again, a lot of information in this small
big segment, yeah,
small amount of time. I guess first talk about the jobs. At this point in time, he's ridden into a town, or he's walked into a town.
Yes.
And there's a lumber mill, and he talks to a blacksmith.
Lumber mill and a blacksmith, yeah.
And he actually does one of the lumber does something at the lumber mill.
Yeah, he does a little job. Like that's one thing that I really thought was pretty cool about this. Like if you're running low on money or whatever, you can go into any town and start working at any of the jobs, like running the lumber mill or working at the blacksmith or whatnot. Just really, really cool. The people, I will say, the characters in the towns and stuff haven't really changed all that much. Granted, they still look good, but don't expect drastic changes. If you haven't seen any of the footage yet, don't expect drastic changes in the townsfolk or any of the other characters that you run into during the middle of the game.
Yeah, I mean, it was very much a, kind of a
basic model.
Yeah, your standard, like, well, I'll work on your sword for you, or I'll build a weapon for you, kind of thing.
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, that's not what really. I didn't really care about that all that much, because I mean, how much of that are you going to take through the game where you want to carry on a conversation? It's more of like, let's get this task done.
Exactly.
I would figure. Now, doing from what was said, every job that's available to the AI is available to you to make money with, and that's something that is very interesting to me.
Yeah. I thought that was really, really, really badass.
And then he walks through the town a little bit more, and then gets to a horse and starts riding the horse.
Yeah.
And he's going further up the mountain at this point in time, and what you're looking at is snow on the ground. And this is where he's coming to with the it's not pre-textured, it's not
it designs itself. And this is what I thought pretty much was like the most badass thing out of the game. Like the artist did not design or texture the rocks. The game textures the rocks itself whenever it's snowing on them and stuff. That's what fucking got me, man.
So everybody's game is going to be slightly different.
Yeah.
And so that's what makes that really cool. That's why you were hearing the applause at the end, because it looks like a normal texture. It looks like a normal skin that they would have for the ground or something like that, but it's not. It's doing it itself. Yeah, it's doing it itself. It's generating it itself. There's an equation in there somewhere that it's going through to create that look.
Yeah.
There's even a scene they I don't think they've gotten to it yet, where you can actually see snow blowing off the top of some of the side of the mountain and stuff like that as you go up on it. So yeah, I mean, again, this is one of those things where, like, we wouldn't be talking about it if we felt it was just all hype. If this was something that was like, oh, this game's gonna be so badass because it's badass. No, it's really cool because it seems to me that they have gone in and taken a lot of care with the programming and everything that goes into this game. So from the outside viewer looking in, from somebody who's never seen this series before, just kind of heard about it and didn't really care about it all that much. This time, they've got me hooked. They've got me interested in this, and this is one of the reasons why, is that they've spent this time and this kind of care working on a game, and it really seems like there's so much to do, but it's not really a burden. It's all very fun. Where a lot of RPGs to me seem like,
crap,
shit, I got to go grind the crap out of stuff. And that's one of the things that irritates the piss out of me. This seems like a game where it's like you're not really, you may have to do that, but it doesn't really seem as much of a chore.
Yeah, just going back to the old one, I don't remember having to grind on anything or whatever. I mean, you're always doing quests. There's so many side quests and main quests. It's easy to get lost in and spend a couple of hours doing the game. So yeah, that's what made Oblivion different to me.
Up there is the throne of the world. This is the tallest mountain in Skyrim. It's home to the Greybeards, and the Greybeards are masters of the voice. This is the ancient Nordic power to use your voice as a weapon to form a thum, a shout. And I'll show you some of that in the demo as well. Because in the main quest of the game, you are Dragonborn. You are born with the soul of a dragon, and your ability to do these shouts and speak the language of dragons hasn't been seen in the world of Tamriel for a long time. Detect light spell, and then illusion is going to frenzy, so I can wield spells in interesting ways. to do. So they can pick up guys and drop them. They can do bombing runs with fire. They turned out really, really awesome, and you will see them a lot in Skyrim.
So yeah, at this point in time, you're not really hearing a whole lot other than just like a bunch of crap. But let's see. We'll talk about the spells a little bit. The what he ended up doing was a spell to reveal that there was a bad guy behind a tree.
Yeah, he did it. He frenzied the bad guy behind the tree to go fight another bad dude. They pretty much killed off one another.
Well, he did a spell to the guy hid behind the tree. There was a spell to discover
life.
Yeah, to where so you could see sort of like it was like a bluish light image behind the tree, and then he used the frenzy spell, and the other guy attacked the additional guy, and then after one of them killed each other, then he went up and killed the remainder guy.
Yeah.
And then the next thing that he was doing was he was going up and to attack the dragon, or he was kind of introduced, like they didn't really.
Yeah.
He was kind of hinting that there's a dragon there, and you saw what looked like a dragon statue perched on some ruins.
Yeah.